Hello and welcome back to Beyond 50. After our time in Xi'an, we hopped back on the bullet train, this time heading to Shanghai, and I'll have a separate video coming out soon about exploring Shanghai itself. But before that, I wanted to share this video about our unplanned and unexpected trip to Shanghai Disneyland. We only had 2 days left in China, and we're eating breakfast at our hotel, and Frank casually mentioned, yeah, there's a Disneyland here in Shanghai, and neither of us had really thought about it, but we looked up the reviews on Shanghai Disneyland, and honestly, the reviews weren't great. A lot of the online rankings put Shanghai Disneyland near the bottom compared to the other Disney parks in the world, but we're like, hey, when are we gonna have a chance to come back and see Disneyland in China? So we went for it on our last day in China, and this video is going to cover our thoughts and experience in Disneyland China. Shanghai Disneyland is the newest Disney park. It opened in June 2016, making it the latest addition to Disney parks. It's not only the newest, it also is the largest single Disney park in the world, covering a massive 963 acres. To put that in perspective, that's more than 6 times the size of Disneyland and California Adventure combined. It's even larger than any single park in Disney World, including Animal Kingdom, which is already huge at 580 acres. Now, of course, the entire Disney World resort in Orlando is much bigger when you add all the parks and resorts together, but Shanghai Disneyland is just one park, and it's absolutely massive. We were honestly a little worn out by the end of the day. One thing you'll notice right away that feels a little bit different than the traditional Disney parks, for example, the Main Street USA that you find in the other parks, instead it's something called Mickey Avenue, and it's a bit smaller and a little bit more character focused, but I kind of felt that actually draws a little bit more attention to the castle, which also happens to be the largest and most elaborate Disney castle ever built. So right off the bat, Shanghai Disneyland kind of stands out in a few ways from size and design. Now, I've looked up some of the stats since we're home, but even on first impression, Frank and I both thought that the castle was huge when we first saw it.
What song is
This is definitely
better?
this is definitely less crowd.
But this is that
the castle.
the whole thing is worth
The castle is 2x the size of the original. I feel like,
true.
right? They definitely went all out on that castle. We really didn't plan this visit at all.
day.
So we had no idea what the park layout it was. And when we walked in, we just kind of veered left and figured we'd take a clockwise loop around the park and see what we stumbled into. The first stop ended up being the Marvel Universe exhibit. And honestly, this was probably the most underwhelming part of the entire park. There were some cool elements like movie props, a few Marvel suits, and even a massive Hulkbuster Iron Man suit that was actually pretty cool. They had this kind of pseudo VR video game experience, but that was about it. Overall, it felt a little bit bare bones and really just didn't live up to what you'd expect from Marvel at Disney. It wasn't the strongest first impression for the park, but good news, it all got better from there. This is really the only part of Shanghai Disneyland that felt like a little bit of a letdown. Everything else, way more impressive. The next area we wandered into was Tomorrowland, which makes sense. It's right next to the Marvel Universe area. And this is where we found what was, without a doubt, the best roller coaster I've ever ridden, the Tron Lightcycle Power Run. Everything about this ride was incredible. From the moment you enter the queue, you're immersed in this futuristic, neon blue world, very Tron-like, really set the tone. The queue design and lighting effects, all very next level. It's sleek, it's high tech. You feel like you're going into the Tron universe. I couldn't tell what the pre-ride instructions were because it was all in Mandarin, and but that really didn't take away from the experience at all. The other thing, and I'd seen a couple of things on this on the internet about being able to fit into the ride. I am a very large person. I am 6'2". I'm almost 300 pounds, and I fit into this ride just fine. It was very comfortable for me. Overall, great experience. Anyway, here's a clip of my reaction right after getting off the ride so you can see how hyped I was. All right, we just did the Tron ride here at Disneyland Shanghai. I think there's another one. Another Disney park has a Tron ride, but it's pretty sweet. I think it might be my favorite coaster experience at any of the Disneyland parks so far. It's super fast. It gets the sort of like magnetic acceleration like you get at the what's the Disneyland California Adventure Pier roller coaster there, but it's also like through the dark like Space Mountain, but it's more comfortable than Space Mountain. You're laying down forward. We both think it was like great coaster experience. So, and you can stand here and watch people go over the ride. Oh wait, they should be coming behind me any second here. It sounds like it. I think they're coming. There they are. Yeah, really good experience. Great ride. Great ride. One of the best rides. One of the best. The Chevy co-branding's a little surprising. I haven't seen any Chevy cars in the whole country since we've been here, but I mean, I guess got to raise their brand awareness. After we got off the Tron ride, we ended up getting caught in one of the Disney parades. I say caught, but really, Frank was taking a lot of pictures, so we weren't really exactly in a rush to get out of there. It was pretty fun to watch. One thing that stood out in the parade, and this was the first time I really noticed it, there was a huge presence of Zootopia characters. And this wasn't just a one-off. Zootopia is a big deal here. In fact, Shanghai Disneyland has an entire Zootopia-themed land. It's one of the major parts of the park that we didn't get to see, and I really wish we'd made time for it, but we just kind of missed it and never got back to it at the end of the day. Zootopia, when it was released in 2016, it became this massive box office hit in China. It earned over $235 million. At the time, it was the highest grossing animated film ever in China. It outperformed Frozen, Kung Fu Panda 3. It was a really big deal. And throughout the day, we saw actually a lot of people wearing Zootopia type memorabilia and stuff. So I had never seen Zootopia before the trip. I really didn't know anything about it. After seeing how big a deal it was at the park, when I got home, I actually watched it, and it's a pretty good movie. I kind of liked it. All right, so Frank was scared to do Rex's Racers. He's trying to say it looks boring.
The power of fake
news. We're posting a little fake news here.
Out of the blue.
I was gonna ride it, but I'm too big to.
This guy makes things out of the blue. As the saying goes, if I have to make things up, I'll make it up.
The shoulder harness was too small. So it was this ride, but the harness was just a little too small. It wouldn't go over my shoulders. They couldn't buckle it once I was sitting in there, so actually, I got rejected. Yep.
That was a great series, man.
Yeah.
Toy Story was great.
They're really good with that one. I still never saw the last one, which is supposed to be the best.
Really? Oh, I haven't seen either.
All right, Frank is getting a turkey leg and maybe an ear of corn. Let's see, we can see him. He's right over there in line. He's hanging out in line over there. And meanwhile, I'm right here in this stone chair, checking things out. All right, so quick summary of things. We did Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Mine Tunnel cart ride, which is a great coaster ride. Another great coaster ride. Reminded me a lot of Big Thunder Mountain at Disneyland in California. Very similar layout and type of ride, type of coaster. But it had a Snow White and Seven Dwarfs theme, the Seven Dwarfs mine theme going on. So that was cool. A couple other things.
Sleeping Beauty's castle here is absolutely huge. It's way bigger than California and more detailed. And underneath of it, there is a Alice in Wonderland maze that you can walk through. We walked through a lot of cool scenery there, cool atmosphere. Frank loved it, so that was cool. And then we just took a little break. I chilled out. I'm not feeling super 100% today, so I needed to rest a little bit longer. This chair is great. This is a perfect chair for me to chill out, put a little content in while people walk by and ignore me. And so we got that going for us. I don't know what we're gonna do next. We're in Pirate Land, so I'm guessing there's a Pirates of the Caribbean something coming up here. So we'll do that. So all right. Oh my God, you've only had that for like 2 minutes. It's almost gone.
It's been 10 minutes.
Oh my God, it can have been 10 minutes. Oh my God, how is it? Is it good? Is it smoky? Is it one of the smoky ones?
No, it's not smoky, but it's good.
The smoky. So no corn? You didn't go with the corn too?
Can't do both.
You could. It looks pretty good though.
It is good, but I didn't know turkeys were this big, by the way.
A deadly whirlpool here in the pirate cabin. Pirate Lake has a deadly whirlpool. Pretty cool lake though. They got a lot. They got the canoe ride. I feel like they had the old canoe ride at the original Disneyland. I never actually did it. I don't know if it's motorized on rails or if people are actually paddling. I don't know. I suspect it's motorized on rails. That's my guess. This is one we can record when we're on the ride too. See what it looks like.
Was that a pirate side or what's it?
I don't know which ones.
That's fast. Doesn't seem very priority.
I know.
Yo ho，伙计们，欢迎来到加勒比海峡。
All right, we just did the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It's funny, I was telling Frank before as we were waiting in line, like a story about how I had been to Disney World and Disneyland within a short amount of time due to a work trip. And it was cool to compare the two rides. This is completely different. This is not at all like the Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. It's not just a bunch of little animatronics and pirates running around chasing women. This is like a full CGI screen. Reminded me of the Sphere in Vegas on the inside with some of the effects. Very, very cool. You're going backwards at some point. You're going over almost a roller coaster type effect at some point. One of the best rides here. Totally different and better than the other Pirates of the Caribbean rides. Way better, way better.
I'd be happy
way
to
better.
purchase something from here.
Yeah. Oh, Frank's gonna have to buy something because he liked the ride so much.
The next area we ended up in was the challenge trails, and even before we got there, I had a feeling it might be similar to some of the obstacle style attractions I'd seen on TikTok and YouTube from China. As we're walking up to it, I started talking about my expectations. Here's a quick clip of that moment as we approached.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the danger park that they have, where it's like, you know, people are like wearing a harness, but they have to jump from plank to plank. It's somewhere around here. I don't know where it's at, but it's some Chinese park, but it's like in the mountains, and there's like high cable runs.
I mean,
What?
I guess we'll just see all of it.
All right, we're at the challenge trails. I'm holding all of Frank's camera gear as well as my camera gear because the lockers didn't work for us. I think it's probably a US cell phone issue. Anyway, this is really cool. This is a cool, it's like an obstacle course. They put you in a harness and you go over like high ropes and like almost like a ropes course. Ton of fun. I loved it. But we're having to take turns at it because we couldn't both go at the same time because one of us has got to hold camera bag. So I just did it. I had a blast. I think Frank got some good pictures. I'm going to try and get some good pictures of Frank. and then we'll move on to the next thing. So this is a lot of fun. I haven't seen anything like this at any of the Disneylands. This is very unique to this location. A lot of fun. You're in. I think one of the things that's different is as opposed to other rides, you're in on this thing for 30, 40 minutes running through the obstacle course. So that's kind of cool. It does kind of get backed up sometimes, just because there's little kids and other people that are a little slower. But so you got to have a little patience while you're on the course. But it was a lot of fun. I'd absolutely do this one again.
Our last ride of the day is Roaring Rapids, which is really similar to Grizzly River Run at Disney California Adventure. Most of it's included in this clip here.
I like your poncho.
Thanks, man.
It's really nice. It's really nice. It looks good on you.
Somebody else is going to be wet.
It's good on you.
I'm going to be dry. You're going to be wet.
You ready? You worried your hair's going to get wet?
I don't want to get cold.
It's not going to get cold. You like your feet? No, your feet will get a little splashed. That's all. It'll be good. It'll be fine. All right. A little too much spin. That was a little too much spin. You see the frog? Are you ready?
Don't be scared.
Are you ready? I'm not scared. I got an empty seat next to me. That's nice. It's nice. Uh-oh. What's up next, bro? Are you ready for this?
There's no drop.
Are you ready? No, there's drops. There's going to be drops. There's going to be drops. The drops are how you get wet. See? I told you. You don't need a poncho. But not really.
Not bad, not bad.
See?
That was a big stop.
That was pretty jarring. That's pretty sweet. Oh, we got one more big drop coming. This totally reminds me of Skull Island.
Man.
That's cool. Oh, get ready for us. Get ready to get slammed.
Look at the whirlpool.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Oh, we're going down backwards. Oh no, we're not. We're going down frontwards. Oh, you're gonna get stoned. Dude, I'm totally dry. Totally dry. Totally dry. Yep.
What kind of, is that real stone?
No, that's all fake. All right. What was this called?
Roaring Rapids.
What is it? Roaring Rapids. A lot like, very much like the Grizzly Mountain Rapids at Disney California.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good. Very good.
Stuff.
All right, that was
Excellent.
fun. Good times. I think we hit all the big ones. Well, we hit all the big ones except for the one that I was too big for. Pretty good day. Pretty good day.
Excellent.
All right.
A couple thoughts as we wrap this up. Overall, we both really enjoyed Shanghai Disneyland. I think Frank would probably rank it as the greatest park of all time, hands down. For me, well, it's on the list and it's not at the bottom. It's not at the top spot. It was still an amazing experience, though. One thing that really stood out to me compared to the other Disney parks was how uncrowded it felt. I think this might be due partly to the sheer size of the park, but the other thing is the walkways and paths were noticeably wider than what I've seen at Disneyland or Disney California Adventure, which made everything feel more open and relaxed. That said, if I'm comparing it directly to Disneyland or California Adventure, I'd say there weren't quite as many AAA rides. We were able to hit most of the attractions in one day, and while each one was great, the total number felt maybe a little bit lower. But I think that's largely because this is a relatively new park. Like the other Disney parks, I expect it will continue to grow and evolve over time, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if in another 10 years, people start ranking Shanghai Disneyland higher on the stack rank as more rides and experiences are added. If you're in Shanghai or planning a trip to China, absolutely, I would recommend this as a good place to visit, especially if you got kids, family. It was super fun day and definitely a highlight of our overall trip to China. My one regret, if I had something that I wish we'd done, I wish we'd made it to the Zootopia area, especially now that I know what a big franchise this was in China. But at the end of the day, we were just really exhausted. I later realized I was actually coming down with something. I was really sick the next day, so that probably explains why I hit the wall. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. One more China video coming up, and a couple other big things that are coming up in the future for this channel. So appreciate you being here, and we'll see you again soon.